There's a saying that goes,
if I didn't laugh, I'd cry.
and normally when you hear this, it's when someone finds themselves in a situation and Patricia Bright did this literally.
You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
Now, Patricia Bright is a YouTube content creator that on her channel she talks about finances, and she used the genre or the market of fashion and makeup and so forth and so on in order to make her established claim to fame.
My name is Patricia, and today I've got you covered. I want to give you some time management and productivity tips that can help you be more effectively productive and maybe a millionaire.
Now, a few weeks ago, she found herself in a little bit of a predicament, and she expressed this to her audience, and it didn't go down too well.
Mrs. Connolly? I was joking! I was joking! Mrs. Connolly!
As they went on to drag her, stating that she's now...
I feel like this particular video was extremely ignorant, and I feel like it just shows the vicious classism that runs through London.
So let's have a look at what happened.
Dying at this story because I basically
I'm sorry, but Gypsy Patricia is hilarious. Like,
I got scammed by someone asking for money, and like she asked me for money and I said I can't give you money but I can buy you some food if you want, and she's like, okay fine, buy me some groceries.
Now you see something, you know you don't up, right? No!
And I was like, okay, I'll buy you some groceries, let's go to the shop. The shop across the road was M&S, and you know M&S is expensive, right? And I was like, you know, I'll get you M&S. She said, no, come, let's go to the Tesco. I said, no, don't worry, let's go to M&S. So she's like, okay, fine. And then we go down to the food hall, and then she like picks out like a few things, but she wants like the whole really expensive like rotisserie chicken.
a whole large lasagna.
She wants a whole large, the big lasagna.
To feed her
she said,
and her 5 brothers.
She says, I have 5 brothers I have to feed. And I'm like, okay. I buy the lasagna and I buy the chicken and I buy like some salad balls for her. And like she basically takes me to the till. She knows where the till is, and then she like puts the transactions through for me.
Oh my
She literally presses card here. She's like, tap your card here. I'm like, okay. And I put all the transaction through. She was very grateful, but I realized, oh, she's done this a few times. Happy to buy the lady like lunch and like groceries. What I didn't expect to do was be buying it for her 5 brothers as well, but it's okay.
Now, as you saw, she's telling the story, and while she's telling the story, she's laughing and giggling and whatever. And to be honest, to be fair, she's, you know, adding a little bit of...
So you can put a lot on the top and then press it in.
into the mix, just to sensationalize the whole situation a little bit. But she's a content creator. That's what they do.
Style it! Style it! There we go.
And people saw this as her taking the piss out of homelessness. Yeah. But was she really though? And not just, let's say, taken for 6 by what had just concurred. Now, as for me, and this is just my values, yeah, a person that asks for help, right, is in no position to make demands or to make certain demands. They can ask, by all means.
Like she asked me for money and I said, I can't give you money but I can buy you some food if you want, and she's like, okay fine, buy me some groceries.
But what I choose to give them or how I choose to help them in whatever it is they ask, yeah, that's on me. You know what I mean? I kind of like, how can I explain it? It's like for me, if someone asks, if I saw a homeless person and they said, oh, excuse me, can I have some change? Right, and when I put my hand in my pocket, I pull out a hand with a £5 in it. There's a £5 note in amongst a bunch of change, and I'm looking for the coins, and then that homeless person says, oh, I'll take the £5. So for me now, when Patricia Bright, being the Good Samaritan,
A blessing from the Lord,
chose to help the homeless person, and that homeless person went on to have this kind of attitude or went on with this kind of behavior.
She like puts the transactions through for me.
Oh my
She literally presses card here. She's like, tap your card here.
I too, and I'm just speaking on behalf of myself, that is, I too would be outstanding by the audacity of that person, regardless of what position they're in.
The cheek of it.
As I am sure, and I'm quite confident, that if you were in that same situation and a homeless person approached you and asked you, without mentioning anybody else's name or bringing anybody else into it, they came and says, I am hungry.
And like, she asked me for money, and I said, I can't give you money, but I can buy you some food if you want. And she's like, okay, fine, buy me some groceries.
Could you help me get something to eat? Or I would like to go Tesco's to get something to eat, or whatever other establishment it was. They asked you, and there was no other one else around.
What I didn't expect to do was be buying it for her 5 brothers as well.
You would assume that they were talking on behalf of themselves. If you then went on to take them into the establishment, right? I know myself, a person asking me for something to eat, I know where I would be heading, yeah? I'd be heading straight to that sandwich department, you know, the sandwich fridge? Yeah, where you can pick up a meal deal, £3 meal deal, you get a sandwich, a packet of crisps and a drink maybe, you know what I mean? And I think out of generosity, I'd probably throw in a Twix out of good favours, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me.
That guy just called you cheap. No. He pronounced it cheap. But what he was saying was smart.
So for me, just because Patricia has credit like that, and you know, she's a successful YouTuber, she's got a bit of stack, I think she's a multi-millionaire by now or something like that. But just because of that, right, should she be treated any differently? Should the situation be any different for her in her approach to how she dealt with the situation? You know what I mean? Now, obviously, people say, well, she shouldn't have put it on YouTube like that. But again, I'd argue that, well, you know, right, that's how she makes her career. She's of that generation now. They all on. They love to tell their business to everyone, and I do agree that sometimes, you know what, sometimes it's better just to keep things to yourself. But that's just me. Anyway, that's it for today. So let me know in the comments below. You know, do you think that she was being an arrogant so-and-so, taking a piss out of the homeless, or is it just a matter of her being, let's say, taken aback by the audacity of a homeless person choosing to do a daily shop at her expense? Let me know let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.